Hello and welcome to the full twin flame energy reading with Keeper of the Moon Tarot for this week. So this is a little bit more in depth than the mini readings that I put up most days. We'll start off with the divine masculine energy, then move on to the divine feminine energy. So the divine masculines this week might be dealing with some fears, some anxieties, some insecurities and some general purging coming up. So I do feel like this is kind of linked on because we had an eclipse the other weekend. Also we're kind of closing out Mercury retrograde, and these kind of cosmic events definitely bring up a lot of fears that need to be released or wounds that need to be healed, and I do feel like the divine masculines are still kind of feeling the effects of that at the moment. It's like the tail end of it, so it's definitely kind of wrapping up, and it's almost like these loose ends that need to be tied up in terms of this kind of healing spurt or growth spurt that's been going on and that's been coming up in a lot of readings. They're definitely battling it with the Five of Wands, but the Strength card is showing me that they are pushing through. I do feel like a lot of divine masculines are coming to a lot of realizations, and the purging's going on and these fears are rising up, but they are facing them head on and they're kind of coming to terms with what it is that's triggering them or why these things are coming up. So there's going to be a lot of kind of epiphanies happening for the divine masculines at the moment. So obstacles for the divine masculine, we've got the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. So I do feel like a lot of divine masculines are attaching their abundance to union with their divine feminine, which is acting as a little bit of an obstacle, because especially if you're kind of going through a period of no communication, you know, these DMs are really kind of putting their all and putting all their focus on union and seeing that union's what is going to make them happy, when there is actually abundance to be found in other places as well. So I feel like divine masculines are going to start to learn that lesson, where they are going to start to realise that there's other stuff in their life that makes them happy, and yes, union is what they want, and yes, union is what they're aiming for, but first they need to kind of be happy in themselves, basically. What should the divine masculine be focusing on? We've got the Moon card, so this is all about intuition. Again, I feel like this kind of links to what I was saying, how the recent eclipse might have brought some stuff up and it's kind of tailing off now. So I do feel like the Moon card's here to kind of show that, but also to show a rise in intuition and a need to kind of trust in that intuition. So divine masculines might be facing some more tests that are going to kind of test their intuition and make them fall deeper into a place of inner knowing. Union energy for the divine masculine, so it's quite mixed. I mean, we've got the Two of Wands, which is a union card, which is a great card to come out in the union energy, but then we've also got the Queen of Pentacles representing patience and the Chariot representing moving forward. So divine masculines are very kind of up and down between, or in the middle between, being in this place of patience and being able to wait for union, and also wanting to rush forward. So the energies are kind of balancing out around that. Now moving on to the divine feminine, we've got the Five of Swords. I do feel like this is kind of mirroring in fact, if I'm honest, the divine feminine energy is very similar to the divine masculine energy this week, so there's a lot of mirroring going on between twins. The Five of Swords is definitely showing me that, you know, there's some kind of mental thought processes that divine feminines are getting trapped in, and these are like kind of cycles that again need to be wrapped out. The Seven of Pentacles is showing me hard work with kind of minimal reward at the moment. So, you know, there might be too much focus on what's not actually appearing or manifesting in the divine feminine's life at the moment. However, on the flip side of that, we've got the Six of Wands, which is very much about victory. So I feel like although there might be some stress or anxiety surrounding little movement, I do feel like overall the divine feminines are coming back to a place where they are refocusing on the smaller victories that they've seen manifest in their life. Or, you know, it might be a case of where divine feminines have seen a lot of healing work going on and a lot of growth, so they're kind of bringing themselves back to that place. So it is a really good mindset to be in. So despite fear and worry coming up, despite frustrations around stagnation, there's still victories to be had, and the divine feminines are definitely realising that. So obstacles for the divine feminines this week, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So there might be a little bit of resistance to allowing the divine to take the reins. There might be a little bit of an attachment to control around the situation, and, you know, some struggling with kind of detachment from, you know, what's going to happen and what's going to happen in the future. There's also some emotions rising up with the King of Cups, so you might be feeling rather emotional at the moment. There might be a need to kind of release something around that. It could be that Divine Feminines are feeling like they don't want to release this emotion, and they are suppressing it a little bit, you know, so they don't fall off track. But I do feel like the Divine Feminines are definitely being guided to allow that emotion to rise up. What should the Divine Feminines be focusing on? We've got the Two of Swords, and when this came out, I definitely thought decisions and kind of decisiveness. So there might be a few decisions that Divine Feminines need to make this week, with regards to things that they are feeling stuck in. Because the Two of Swords is about being at a crossroads and not really knowing which way to go. The lady on this card's blindfolded, so, you know, again, this kind of links back to what I was saying about this need for control and, you know, letting the divine take the reins rather than wanting to know the answers to everything. There is a need to be blindfolded and kind of surrender to that situation. So union energy, again, you know, really mirrors the Divine Masculines. We've got the Two of Cups, a union card. We've got the Ace of Cups here, which is about unconditional love. And then we've got the Page of Wands, which is about rushing forward. So I do feel like Divine Feminines are definitely feeling an abundance of love for the Divine Masculine. And, you know, they know that union's on its way. And they do want to rush things forward. And they are kind of ready for union to come into place. So that's all I've got for this reading. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again in the future. Thank you.